I started posting like funny raps and stuff, and
Okay.
then they get like 30,000, 40,000 views. I'm like, damn. So then I just do a new one every single day and write a new song. And eventually they were all getting like a million views a video. And eventually at some point, a million likes a video. And I'm like, damn, it's just kind of crazy. Hello?
Hey, what's up, Christian? How are you?
What's going on?
Not much, man. How are you?
Pretty good. How about you?
I'm good. I'm good. I appreciate you doing this. Thank you so much.
Of course. Thanks for having me.
Brad, dude. Well, I'm Adam. So nice to meet you. And this is about you and your journey in music. And we'll obviously talk about the album you have coming out.
Cool. Let's do it.
Sweet. So I always start with kind of your backstory, your origin story. Were you born and raised in LA or Southern California?
Orange County.
Orange County. All right. I'm from San Diego. I live in Nashville now, but
I'm pretty familiar. What part of San Diego?
I grew up in just east of, like, Del Mar, Carmel Valley area?
I used to hang out in like La Jolla. Are you familiar?
Oh, I know. Yeah, La Jolla is
Yeah.
beautiful. Very cool, man. So, you grew up in Orange County, though?
Mhm.
What was that like? I mean, beautiful, obviously.
Yeah, it's cool. It's like it's a little different than LA County. Um, it was a good time and a lot of good memories, a lot of cool people.
Very cool. And did you come from, like, a musical family or a creative household at all?
My dad played a lot of guitar, but
Okay,
and he both of my parents played a lot of music, but you know, nothing other than that.
professionally.
Yeah.
Right on. So your dad played guitar. Did you start off playing guitar?
No, I just started learning like a month or two ago. So we're,
Okay.
you know, yeah, I got a few guitars though. I know like 5 chords at the moment, so that's nice.
That's all that matters, right?
Mhm.
Didn't
That's
need
all
a
you need.
few. So did dad write it songs or just played, like, for fun or
No, he just play like a lot of his favorite songs that he learned, and
Okay.
he had like a guitar amp, and he just plug his guitar into the amp and whip it out every once in a while.
Right on. And when do you I mean, you recently started guitar, but, like, when do you start getting into music? Like, were you in vocal
I don't know.
lessons or anything like that, or choir, chorus?
No, I mean, I was just like I feel like I was writing songs for most of my life. Like, the earliest thing I can remember I wrote was when I was, like, 7, maybe.
Wow.
So, yeah, I don't know. I feel like I can't think of a time when I wasn't.
Wasn't writing songs?
Yeah, I mean, they weren't great when I was 7, but, there
Right.
was something.
But did you do anything with it? Like, I mean, obviously, probably not at 7, but, like, maybe when you got into middle school or high school, did you join a band or, like, would you play your songs or, like,
No,
produce them or anything?
I mean, in high school, I started putting music out on Spotify and all that, and, I'd cause unnecessary drama at my school to stir up attention for the music and all that.
What do you mean by that?
I don't know, I was just always, like, picking fights for I mean, I wasn't picking fight like, I was getting picked on by, like, football players and, like, all that, and I just
Sure.
wasn't taking the high road ever. Like, I'd always, like they'd they'd say some shit. I don't know, one of them would, like, push me walking past, in, like, a
Jeez.
hallway, and then I'd get in their face and say something, and then they wouldn't do anything. And then I'd go home and get on Snapchat, be like, "This guy's a fucking pussy." I went into his face, he wouldn't do anything, and then, like, the next day, all the football players are, like, up in my face, like, surrounding me at school and, like, the whole thing, and I don't know, like, I remember this one moment where I was like, "Man, you and your friends, nothing compared to me and my friends. Y'all would get fucked up," like, to these football player dudes, and he's like, "Alright, how about like, let's set it up or something." I'm like, "All right." And he's like, "I got 60 people that want to fuck you up." And I'm like, "I got like 4 dudes, so let's keep it down to 4." you know?
Let's whittle
Let's,
that 60 down to about 4
yeah,
people. Make this
let's make
even.
it 4 max. there was just a lot of stuff, and then,
With the
you
music
know
though, would you, like, go home and, like, write diss songs about them or, like,
yeah,
talk shit like that?
yeah, I would write diss tracks, I'd anytime some little, like, beef thing would happen, I'd just go home and write a diss track and, like, just promote it and, you know
That's hilarious. So then what, like, your kids would hear it at school, so obviously they knew you're making music and kinda
Yeah.
getting your name out there that way.
It was like 50-50. I think it was very polarizing, like, half the people were like, "This shit's trash, I hate it, you suck, you SoundCloud rapper," and then the other half was like, "Oh, this is really sick," you know?
Mhm.
So,
But the people probably the 50% that were saying it was trash were probably friends with the person you were making fun of or whatever.
dude, I mean, problem is, like, most of the people at the school were not on my side when it came to this thing. It was like I remember this one moment, I worked at Taco Bell
Okay.
during this,
Shout out.
and I was taking out the trash, and these people, like, drove up in a car and were like, "Is that Christian Gates?" You know? And I got excited because I didn't recognize them. I thought they were, like I didn't know.
Fans of your music or something?
I was like, "Oh, maybe I got fans now," you know? I was like,
Yeah,
"That's
yeah.
cool," you know, from, like, all the promo I've been doing, all that, and, I go up and like, "Can we get a picture?" And I'm like, "Sure." And then, I don't remember if I took a picture or not, but then immediately some 2 dudes hop out of the car and they just start going, Christian Gates taking out trash, SoundCloud rapper taking trash out," and then they start filming me
Oh,
and then
man.
they were just like, you know, I was like, "Damn." And I'm wearing my Taco Bell uniform and shit.
Sure.
I
Well,
was
at that
like,
point, did you have some, like, success online?
"No." It was
Oh,
really
okay.
just like school known. Like I was not, you know, I
You
had
didn't have
like 400 monthly listeners, you know, that
okay.
was
Yeah.
and it was like just the school. So,
But from
yeah.
there, like, yeah, so at what point, like, you end up obviously finishing school and you continue doing this, like, did you, like, know that this is what you wanted to do?
Well, so I mean, I originally wanted to do tech. Like that was like
Okay.
my, you know, main
Dream
thing.
job or whatever, yeah.
But so I got sent to a continuation school and there I got into more beefs and all this stuff and um but at that school I could leave school at noon and there was no homework, which is pretty cool. So this
Nice.
is when I'd
Yeah.
start driving down to San Diego, which is where you're
Oh,
from,
yeah.
and I'd meet up with these rappers and YouTubers and I lied about my age. I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm in college. I just want to like film your stuff." And like I learned how to film and then after that I started filming my own videos and then COVID hit and that's when I transferred back to my regular high school, and they're like, "Hey, you don't have to do anything for the rest of the year. You're just gonna get A's. Like, you don't have to show up to a single class." And I was like, "Cool." Closed
You're like,
the computer.
yeah.
Never showed up to class again. Got my diploma or whatever. But during that time period, I started posting videos on the internet, and that's when they started doing well. So I started posting like funny raps and stuff, and
Okay.
then they get like 30,000, 40,000 views. I'm like, damn. So then I just do a new one every single day and write a new song. And eventually they were all getting like a million views a video. Eventually at some point, a million likes a video. And I'm like, damn, this shit's kind of crazy. So and then I just left a link in my bio, Spotify, because I knew like social shit isn't forever, you know? So
Right.
I was like, if anyone is curious enough, they can click the little link in my bio and then find my real stuff.
Uh-huh.
So, and that kind of seemed to be a good, tool for growth.
Yeah, I mean, obviously people liked what you're doing enough to want to what was it like on was it on TikTok or Instagram or something like that?
Yeah,
Both,
both.
both. Yeah, I've had a lot of conversations with people about this. Like, you get a song or a viral thing on TikTok, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they're gonna leave the app and actually find your sound, your Spotify, and then like stream the song, right? I mean, that's like an extra step that doesn't
Here's the thing,
seem
though.
much, but it's like if people are doing it, they care.
I've come to realize that TikTok is a tool to just learn how to make better music faster. So, like, other people traditionally, you have to put out a song, and there's so many variables that you have to like figure out. Like, why did this song not do well? You know,
Mhm.
you're like, was it the melody? Was it the lyrics? And then you just slowly improve over time. But on TikTok, if I post a 15-second clip and it does trash, I'm like, that was bad. Post another one and it gets a million views. I'm like, oh, that was good. I post another one. And then I slowly figure out what makes people like listening to music, kind of like training myself, you know?
Yeah, almost like using it like a focus group.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, putting it out and saying, "Okay, well, no one cared about this one, so obviously this isn't the route we need to go. Let's
And
people care
numbers
about
don't
this one."
lie. Like, cause your friends will lie to you, be like, this shit's hard. Or like, you know, just be like, your friends have weird music tastes. So you never know.
Right.
So like I I think that was really beneficial. So at that point, if you're making music that's getting, you know, a million likes on TikTok, that's the point where people are the song is probably good enough where people are going to want to leave the app anyways. Like if like when
Mhm.
I hear something that's crazy on TikTok, if it's actually really good, I'm leaving the app and I'm opening Spotify and I'm pre-saving, you
Sure.
know?
Yeah,
It's like
yeah, yeah.
changed my life good.
Right, right, right. Okay. But that's
Yeah.
really interesting. So would you do that? Would you like test like without finishing a full song? Would you kind of say like, okay, this is I have an idea. Let me put it up and see if anyone even will bite on this idea.
Well, this wasn't really like a plan. It just I was doing it for fun, but it ended up being like a really good method.
Okay.
Um, but I would just post so I would separately post on Spotify. I'd just make full songs and I'd post
Mhm.
them. And in on TikTok, I would make a new song a day, like 30-second song, and I would never drop that unless it just like like got the only thing that would make me release a song from that did well on TikTok is if like the UGC, you know, like the user generated videos. Like if you
Mhm.
click on the sound, you can see how many people made a video to that sound. If that
Yeah.
was gaining 1,000 videos a day, then I'd put the song out. But if not,
Oh,
I'm like, I feel like I can make 100 of these. There's no point in me putting them out, you know, unless it was like getting crazy attention.
got it. And what was the first one that was like, "Oh, wow, I should probably make this into a like, I should probably actually record this and put it out."
It was Overwhelmed. It was like
Okay.
a remix to Royal and the Serpent song, Overwhelmed.
Uh-huh.
And that one got like, I don't know, like I feel like 100,000 videos made to it. And I was like,
Jeez.
and I actually wasn't going to do anything. I'm like, it's not my song, you know, whatever.
Mhm.
But then Atlantic hit me up like months later, maybe like 5, 6 months later. And they're like, hey, we want to put this song out with you. And I'm like, okay. And they, Royal and the Serpent's manager offered me $1,000. I was a kid. I didn't know, but they offered me $1,000 to, you know, as a fee. And
Yeah, to
then,
release it.
yeah. And then they told me a certain percentage, but I never ended up getting any money from the song besides $1,000. And I paid my friend 1,000 to produce it out fully. So
Okay.
I got like nothing on that
You
song, and it
broke
has like
even?
it's got 90 million streams right now.
Yeah.
So I this will teach you read up on music if anyone listening is like you know young just learn about deals and contracts and you know the terms and all that.
Sure. But I mean,
But yeah, I ended up
before
putting it
even
out.
yeah, but before that song, I mean, all your songs that are in the millions of was but did that come later after like somebody would discover something like that Royal and the Serpent song and then they would get dig into your discography? Or were you having millions of views or millions of streams on Spotify with previous songs prior to that one really going on?
I probably had like a million streams on each song, but not like millions and millions.
Got it.
So, but it was just slow. My Spotify, since the link was in my bio, would just slowly really grow over time, like over the years. And, but certain things would make it skyrocket, like Overwhelmed, jumped it
Mhm.
up like crazy. And then Numb, which
Oh
was
yeah,
like
numb just
that one kind of blasted it. And it kind of stayed there, which is cool. Um,
And even with Numb, I mean, Numb's 100 and like, yeah, 100 near 156,000,000 plays. I mean, it's like,
Yeah, it's crazy.
you know, you way even more way more than you, achieved with the Royal and Serpent song. I mean, that and
Yeah.
that's yours. I mean, that must have been a huge moment. Like, was that one that on TikTok that was doing something or Instagram that was doing something, and then it was like, "All right, let's put it out," and it just continued to just kick ass on Spotify as well?
Yeah, I was never gonna put it out. I like
Really?
it was Valentine's Day, and I was thinking about this girl that I was talking to, like, earlier. This girl that broke my heart, and I wrote another song about her called Nomad, which is out.
Mhm.
But, I'm not gonna go into that full story, but
Yeah,
this
you don't
girl
have
that
to.
hurt me, and, I was like, "Fuck, it's Valentine's Day, and I'm alone, and I'm feeling numb. That sucks." And I was like, "You know what? Even though she's out there probably fucking the dude that she specifically told me, you know, that I don't
We're
have
just
to trip
friends.
about or worry about."
We're just friends.
I know for a fact she's also numb. She's like, she's fucked up. She's got shit going on. Like, so it's fine. We're both numb. She's not happy. She might be doing some fucked up shit right now, but she's not happy. And I was like, so I guess, like, what am I jealous of? You know?
Uh-huh.
So I posted like a little TikTok of me singing like those lyrics. And then, maybe, like, again, like, 4 months later, I just see videos of, like, girls just, like, lip syncing to it. I'm like, "What the fuck?" And then, like, I just see, like, multiple a day of and then I clicked on the sound, and there's, like, 30,000 videos made to it, and I'm like, "Damn." So then I put it out,
Wait,
and,
real quick, just not to interrupt your story, but so you put it up, as a clip on TikTok, and it took and people were finding it for I mean, 4 months later is when you started seeing
yeah, I didn't like, there
the
was nothing
videos?
going on. Like, the video did well, like, all the videos were
Yeah,
got, like, a
did
million likes
well.
around that
Right.
spot, but I just, like, the only way I could tell was, like, yeah, they would come up on my For You page, and it'd be, like, girls that I followed, like, like, influencers at the time, and I'm
Yeah.
like, "What the fuck? Does this person know who I am?" And then I clicked on the sound, and then it's, like, just, like, packed with people, and I'm like, "Shit, this is doing well." So I made it a thing. Yeah, it was just the sound. It wasn't like a song. They just took my video sound and started posting
Ye
to it.
Yeah, and then you're like, "Oh, damn, okay, so even after 4 months, you're seeing all these things, and it's like, okay, well, let's jump on this now. Like, I might as let's put the video let's make it a full song and do
Yeah, I
that."
think it didn't happen until, like, 4 months later, which is weird.
That
Like,
is
nothing
crazy.
happened to it, but, yeah, so I finished the song with my friends, and, yeah, I ended up putting it out, and it did crazy. I didn't even believe that the numbers were real. When I saw the song drop, and, like, I was, like, in the Spotify for Artists app, it tells me how
Mhm.
many people are listening. I was like, "Holy shit. This somebody must have bought me fake streams or something."
Yeah, yeah, right,
And
right,
then
somebody's messing with me.
And then it stayed solid for, like, 3 years, so I was like, "Okay, well, shit." Maybe this must start like, it must be getting expensive, whoever's pulling this prank on me, you know?
Yeah.
They
Right,
must have
right.
deep pockets.
Jeez, but, I mean, originally to get reached out to by Atlantic with the Overwhelmed thing, were they did they look at your back catalog, or were they trying to sign you at that point, or I mean,
No.
obviously, with that song, I'm sure people start coming out and they're like, "Hey, what do you got going on here?"
Well, so that's what I thought. I didn't know anything. I thought that was gonna happen, and I was
Mhm.
wondering even with Numb, it wasn't
Well, that's what
happening.
I meant with Numb. Yeah, that didn't happen with Numb.
Both nobody reached out, and I didn't know why. I had a very unprofessional manager at the time. It was just
Okay.
some, like, he's really cool, by the way. So I'm not trying to talk shit on him. He just wasn't like a manager, but he was really good. He's a director, a video
Okay.
director, and he was really good at that, insanely good at that. Um, and he's a great guy. But people knew he wasn't a manager, like the labels. So later, after I fired him and I got a real manager, they started hitting me up saying, "Hey, we just didn't want to hit you up because of your manager." And I'm like, "Damn."
Oh,
I'm
wow.
like, so I could have been getting deals and all this, but
Yeah, before years prior, but they just didn't see it as, like, legitimate maybe because they're like, "Oh,
yeah,
this
they
guy's
didn't
not."
want to take a risk, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
then they started inviting me out to lunch and doing the whole thing that they do, you know?
Mhm.
But it sucks because I have a friend that got signed before COVID.
Uh-huh.
It's a very different experience than when you get signed after COVID. I don't know if you know, if you're
I've
familiar with
heard.
that.
Yeah, I've heard a little bit about, like, getting signed, or in the middle of COVID, right? Getting
Mhm.
signed at that point.
Very
So
different. So before COVID, from my friend's experience, he had, like, no listeners, nothing. They just signed him. He was, like, just some kid in Texas, you know, sitting in his parents'
just sign him
bedroom.
as, like, they just saw they were willing to take a chance as far as, like, artist development type deal, right?
Yeah,
Is that what we're talking
but
about?
what they
Okay.
did was they flew him to their headquarters, picked him up in, like, 8 Escalades, and, like, you know, like, that type of shit, like the movie type
Yeah.
of shit. But
Yeah,
when
yeah,
COVID
yeah.
hit, they stopped doing that. So for me, they're like, "Oh, yeah, let's just go get lunch at, like" I'm like, "Fuck."
Like Waffle House.
Yeah, it was still cool, but I was like, "This ain't like the movies," and then I realized it was just COVID. COVID is what and now they don't really do that anymore, I don't think. Like,
Right.
I don't think they go all out. They just
Yeah, there's
kinda
not many bidding wars or anything like that, I feel like, going on like
yeah.
it used to be, where if a band or an artist is hot, then you'd have all these people, you know, trying to sign you and taking you out and, like,
Mhm.
taking you to these expensive places. Or I remember hearing a story, like, I think Green Day, like, did that, or they knew they were gonna sign with Reprise, but, like, they made, like, all the major labels take them to, like, Disneyland and, like, these
Yeah.
extravagant steak dinners just because they're like, "Yeah, well, you can pay for the all," you know what I mean? Just
I
doing it.
did take a lot of free dinners, I'll tell you that, but,
Uh,
you know
but you're still independent, aren't you?
yeah, I'm
Or,
at it doesn't mean I didn't take the meetings.
there you
But,
go.
I signed to a distro company, so it's kinda
Okay,
like mostly independent, but there's, like, a little bit they dip their toes into some label stuff, which is cool. It's called 1 RPM.
okay.
Um, I've been with them for, like, a year or 2, and,
But yeah, but you still own the publishing and all that other stuff,
yeah.
I would imagine.
Well, I own everything. I did also take a publishing deal, but
Okay,
that's separate, so that has nothing to do
sure.
with the
With what you're
label side
doing.
of things. Yeah.
Cool,
But
man.
yeah, so that's where we're at.
Wow. Well, I mean, after seeing the success of Numb, and then you just continue to put songs out, right? Are you like, were you ever trying to chase that? Like, oh, well, this got 100, all your songs have millions of streams, let's be honest. But like the 155 million, like, are you like, oh shit, I got to try to do that again? Or do you just not even think
Dude,
about
yeah.
that?
That was the worst. So when Numb first came out, I was like, "This is my new normal. Every single song has to do this."
Yeah.
And that was not the case. The next song was and, like, by the way, the difference as well with people around me, like, when I put out Numb and I'd go to a party or, like, go anywhere, even just out in public, like, whatever, like, if I was just, like, in some random like, if I was in a college town or something,
Hmm.
people would, like, come up to me and be like, "Do you sing Numb?" And, like, all this and, like, wherever I'd go, people would be really nice to me. Um, and then the second I put out a song that did not do as well as Numb,
Hmm.
that stopped. It was like there was
Interesting.
it was so weird. Like, even, like, kinda like my friends too or just treated me differently. Luckily, more songs came and did similar, but, like, I just had to learn that and, like, focus on the priority, and it's not about what the song does, but what it means to me and why I'm putting it out. So, I don't know, I'm just, like, extra grateful when things do really well, but
Mhm.
if they don't, it happens, you know?
Sure. So, well, tell me about, you have an album coming out.
Yeah.
Um, you've put, just based off cover art, I've heard a little bit of the album, and then you've got, what, three off of it out thus far?
Yeah, I think 3 or 4 out, maybe.
Is Food Poisoning on the album?
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe 4. Or Dive. Is Dive on the album?
No, Dive is not on the album.
Okay. Yeah, so you have about 4 outs. Toxic is the latest one.
Mhm.
Okay, well, tell me about the album. I mean, this is like your first album, right? Your debut album in a way. Like, you had EPs and
Yeah.
stuff out beforehand.
I mean, I had an EP out, but that was cool, and I really like that one. This one, I feel like I just put a little more time into than the other one.
Current, the one that's coming out.
Yeah. And then I also have another one coming out that I'm working on at the same time. That one I put even more time into. So I'm excited. Like that one I'm putting a lot more effort into. So it's
Okay.
it's just I'm just learning how I can do things better. And I'm just excited to get this thing out, get people hearing it. Um
With this
yeah.
album though, did you know you wanted to do a full album? Because I mean, obviously, a lot of people just play the single game, or they'll put out 4 singles and then the 5th, and now it's an EP, or you know what I mean? Like, was this something that
Yeah.
you went into? Like, was there like a through line or like kind of a concept behind it, or do you know that you wanted to do a full album going into it?
I I just wanted to like I was always just scared of making an album, you know? I don't just so I've like always been used to making singles. A lot of my songs don't sound the same, you know? So
Mhm.
it's hard to group them together. I don't usually I feel like I could tell a story pretty well in one song, so I don't really need to extend that to a whole album.
Mhm.
So I don't know. I needed to get that out of me and like figure out how to do it so that I can do it even better next time.
Okay. So you went for it. You're like, I'm just gonna make an album. Like, let's
Yeah.
okay. And with that though, did you try to when you like when you did this album, like do you still do the like kind of like focus group tests with songs on TikTok, or did that kind of stop at some point?
Um this one now I've done a lot of methods. I used to not promote my music at all and I'd just make TikToks and let people figure it out.
Mhm.
Now I've kind of done a whole 180 where I am choosing the songs first that I want to put out, putting them out regardless, and then figuring out what I can do to draw attention to it. So I feel like I have a pretty good ear for what's good now.
Mhm.
Um, but it's a different approach, and my approach changes through life.
Mhm. Are you producing all the songs yourself?
No, but I have some friends that are pretty consistently involved in everything.
That's cool. Nice.
Mhm.
And then you said you have another project you're already also working on. So the album's done. So now you're ahead and you're like working on something else. When you, what do you mean by like you put even more effort? I think you used the word effort into it.
Yeah, I think so. There's just like a standard that I have in my head for
Mhm.
I don't know, like lyrical content and melodies and all that, and like a style, certain styles of music you can get away with more.
Mhm.
If like this album, I can get away with caring a little less about how good the lyrics are because there's so much going on, and like where I could just tell the story. I don't have to tell it like in a certain like pretty way. I could just tell it. Then the instrumental is going to drive that the emotion home.
Mhm.
But the new album doesn't really have a lot of that instrumental backing where like driving the energy. So I have to put a lot more effort into telling the story just through vocal performance.
Okay.
It's just a different way of thinking about it.
Yeah. And was that a
Mm.
challenge you wanted to put upon yourself, or it just happened to
Y-
happen that way?
I have just been consistently making two types of music. It seems my whole life. One is like more crowd appeasing, and then one is more art appeasing.
Mhm.
And I think this next one is going to be the art one.
Okay. I love that. And you just
Yeah.
do it. Do you feel like it just happens that way? You just kind of, oh, this is good, and I know that people will dig this, or I'm just gonna do this because I know I love this, and this is kind of an more artsy
I do it all
piece.
for me at this
Yeah.
point.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just anytime I feel like making something, I'll make it. I don't really care about the only thing is like if I make something way off in left field, I'm like, this I probably can't put this one out. But if it's like pretty far out, I'll still put it out.
Love it. What
Yeah.
about like performing the songs at all? Are you doing like a tour or anything when the album comes out?
Yeah, I think I'm doing a show. I think
Okay.
like November. something late November, I think.
Okay.
Um, and then I'm going on tour hopefully in like 3 months. So
Rad.
that'll be
I
nice.
do you like, are you opening? Are you gonna do your own headliner, or do you not know yet?
I think I'm either gonna do a dual headliner or just my own.
Sweet, man. Well, that's exciting. Have you done a tour yet, or this will be your first one?
I've done like 7 shows. So
But not like back like month gone for months type deal?
yeah, never done that. And I'm a little worried about vocal endurance. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Hopefully everything goes well though.
I'm sure it will, man. Well, I appreciate your time. Thank you, Christian, for doing this, man. This has been awesome.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, I do have one more question. I want to know if you have any advice for aspiring artists.
Um, yeah, YouTube is great. Anything you want to know, look it up on YouTube or TikTok now, I guess too. But like, I wouldn't trust TikTok as much. Um, like if you don't know how to make a song, look up a YouTube video, how to make a song. In that video, they're going to talk about what is production, what is lyrics, what is melody, right? Then now you have 3 new YouTube videos you can look up. Look up how to produce, how to write lyrics, how to write melody. And then in each one of those videos, it's going to expand on new topics you've never heard before, which you can look up more videos on how to do. And if you just nail all of those videos and eventually learn each one of those things, you'll be great. So,
Love it. Love
and
it.
one more thing, surround yourself with people that are way better than you.
Bringing it backward.